How's it going, YouTube? A massive thank you to all the new subscribers. It means the world to me every day seeing all the new subscribers. I appreciate everyone's support. In today's video, I have 3 clips for you of Darin Geddes on the YouTube channel Dolly Vision. So please go and check out Dolly's channel. I'm sure most of you already have, because it's a really good channel and very popular.
Crazy. Dolly.
Hello, what's going on?
Hey, who's this? Where you calling from?
I'm calling from Nova Scotia.
What's up, Nova Scotia?
I think there's a lot of shit happened here.
All right, let's hear it. Tell us about it.
Well, I'm related to the kids that are missing.
Okay. How are you related?
And I know I'm Patty, the great-grandmother's my first cousin.
Okay.
Malay is my second cousin.
Okay.
And our family's been pretty close over the years.
All right.
And I know Daniel personally, and I know his family personally, so I'm sort of in the middle of everything.
Okay. Well, good. Then you're probably a good person to talk to, so we can get a vibe of who these people are.
Well, there's something seriously wrong, man. And I looked into this. My cousins called me, and from Truro. I'm about 40 miles away from Truro, where their great-grandmother lives. I'm about 20 minutes from Lansdowne.
Okay.
And anyway, I looked into this quite a little bit. I've sort of been around here all my life.
Okay. Okay. I can understand.
And I know a lot of people. Anyway, I think it's about time the Mounties, they've been dropping the ball pretty bad, if you ask me, because I mean, it's been 6 weeks and these goddamn kids still haven't been found. And I'm not, don't get me wrong, I'm not biased towards my family or Daniel's side. But if somebody's responsible in my family for this disappearance of these kids and the treatment of these kids, I believe they should be fried like a goddamn egg.
Fried
my
like
family
an egg.
or not.
Yeah, I can understand that. Do you think these kids ran away into them woods?
No, I don't. No. The number one reason I don't think the kids ran away into the woods is because the dogs were there. They had a couple dogs there just roughly after dinner hour. And I mean, these kids are small, and I know the property and that out there. And dogs are very efficient. I've had a little experience with dogs in my younger years. And if those dogs, I said when those kids were gone, if those dogs never picked those kids up within 45 minutes, there was trouble. Those dogs had from about 12:30, 1 o'clock right through to almost dark that evening. It hadn't rained out there. People say it rained. It hadn't rained out there until just barely before dark, and it never rained heavy at that. So those dogs had hours to
pick up a trail.
Yeah, sure. And I knew as soon as the dogs never picked those kids up quickly that they weren't in the woods. At least that's my guess, my theory. Everything's alleged because, like you said, there's nobody talking in this goddamn thing.
Yeah, definitely nobody saying anything.
Well, I think the Mounties are dropping the ball here big time after 6 weeks. I think the Mounties should open up and tell the public everything they know, because there's a lot of people in the public around here that know a lot of things. And that way there, I think the information could be coordinated, and I think it could be pieced together.
Yeah. So if you don't think they ran off into the woods, do you think there's a chance of somebody kidnap these kids?
Very small. Very small.
Yeah. I would agree with that. I would say I think the chances are very small too.
I personally talked to Daniel. And Daniel told me what he thinks happened.
Can you share? Can you share?
Well, not that part of it. Not that I can't share that part of it openly. But he knows a lot more than he's opening up with.
I think so too. I agree with you there. I think he knows more than he's saying also.
Well, I know that. I know that I'm 99% sure of that, and I'm sure Malaya knows a lot more than Daniel even knows.
So let me ask you this: since you've talked to Daniel, and your family with Malaya.
Yep.
What is your theory? What do you think possibly could have happened?
Well, there's a couple things possibly could have happened. Let me ask you a couple questions.
All right, go ahead, shoot.
Why would the two kids? They tried to get the kids' native status 3 or 4 times before they went missing. Why would the kids be given native status the day they went missing, but yet they refused to give Meadow native status yet?
That I don't know, because a lot of people, believe it or not, here on my channel believe that the kids may be on one of these reservations somewhere. But my problem with that is, why would she hide kids that are not Daniel's? Why would you hide those kids? If you were going to hide a kid, and say if you were scared of Daniel, you would hide Meadow, not Jack and Lily, because he's not the father of Jack and Lily.
Well, Malaya wanted out. I know this for a fact. And this, what I'll say when I say something's a fact, I have very good grounds to say it's a fact, because I won't say a bunch of shit. I won't conjecture. And by the way, I don't like some of the clickbait, some of the stuff you guys put up on your screens just to attract people. A lot of it's an error. A lot of it's wrong. I find you not one of the worst at that. I'll tell you the truth. I find you not the worst at that. There's a lot of other ones.
Oh yeah, there's some bad ones out there. I'm guilty of clickbaiting a little bit, but not terribly.
I know you are, but you should cut that out and you'd have a better news show as far as I'm concerned. I sort of like watching you. I like your attitude on a lot of things, but that clickbait thing is really bad, man.
Yeah, well, you know, I do it to spread awareness, because I believe the more people that know about this and hear about it, especially with it not getting much coverage. Now, if a case had a lot of coverage, you don't really got to clickbait it, because there's a lot of people interested in it. But to get people interested in it, I think it's a double-edged sword. Like, if the good outweighs the bad, then I believe it's okay. And I think I see some of the clickbait that are like really bad, and I try to look at the good at it as at least it spread awareness, because this is not getting the coverage that it should. Like, if these 2 children went missing in the United States, this would be huge, and it's not a big deal in Canada. And I can't.
No, I disagree with that. It's a pretty big deal down here. Everybody in through our communities, like I'm a little older guy, and I hang around Tim Hortons with the boys in a couple different towns.
Well, I'm talking media wise. I'm not talking about the concern of the general public.
No, you're right there. You're right there. Yeah, media wise, it's not covered hardly at all.
Yeah.
And that's another reason why I say I'm tired. The RCMP aren't getting anywhere in 6 weeks. Why don't they open up whatever information they have? Why don't they open it up? And like you just said, then make everybody. That'll even make more people aware of what's going on.
Yeah, because
and get it opened up. I think the whole community. I think the whole damn province has got to find these kids, and I think the kids are still alive myself.
I mean, if they're not going to rule out kidnapping, then people need to know that these kids are out there to keep an eye out for these kids. Unless you're just completely ruling out that the possibility there could be kidnapping, then it might not need as much media coverage. But right now, you can't completely rule out kidnapping. Then it should be blowing up in the media, and it's not. And like I said, in the United States, they're not covering Jack and Lily at all. Nothing. If it wasn't for YouTube, there would be no coverage in the United States for Jack and Lily. And
I agree. And the important ones in this are the goddamn kids. Nobody else. I don't care if they put pressure on people illegally or not. The important ones are those 2 kids.
Yes.
And
I agree.
And like you said, one thing I agree. Well, here's why I called you right quick. I've been watching you for a little while and a few other ones. When you said some criminals have too much protection, and I don't think that's the case generally, but in this case, I think it's warranted that some people have some serious pressure put on them.
Yes.
To talk, because I don't think people should not be allowed to talk in this situation.
Yeah, it worries me. It worries me when people don't seem as concerned as they should be, or even when people are overly concerned. Like,
that's right. Everybody's talking about Malaya and Daniel and horseshit, and I don't hear too many people directly talking about Jack and Lily anymore.
Yeah,
and it's almost like they're being bypassed. And to me, it kind of makes me sick. Those are two beautiful little kids, and yeah, they're. I got to watch what I say because I don't want to say something that's. There's some things I can't say because my family on Malaya's side still talks to me some about the facts of this, because
Yeah.
I think I'm coming a little too close to something, to tell you the truth, because my cousins talk to me from that side of the family a lot, and they even asked me to look into it a little bit because I know everybody around here.
Yeah.
And the more I looked into it, and the more of the picture I got what was going on, the more they didn't like it. So now they've sort of shut down on me, and I don't want to say too much because you never know when one of my cousins is going to drop a dime.
Well, you're in a situation where if you're wrong, you're making family members mad, you know. And
That's right. And I'm almost prepared to make a few family members mad because I'm getting prepared to be direct with them because I don't like the way they're reacting. I don't like there's members of my family that should be screaming about those kids that aren't.
Yes, absolutely. I was going to say that, and that's one of my biggest concerns with Malaya is you would think she'd be screaming from the rooftops, but yet nothing.
No. Well, and there's a couple of things too. I want to might as well straighten out, just little factual things that might help you and your viewers look at things a little different. Yeah, Daniel. Everybody's saying Daniel only works 1 day a week, but that's the mill that he works at. That they have shut down. The road has closures down here couple times a year, and the mill shuts down. And sometimes the mill shuts down because they have lack of product. So most of the time, I would say at least half to 3/4 of the year, he's working full time at that mill. My son worked at that mill with him. That's how I got to know Daniel originally.
Yeah.
And my son and him got to be friends. And Daniel to me has always been a very, very mild mannered, very respectable young fella. I've never had a problem with Daniel. And I told Daniel himself, I said, Daniel, if you've had anything to do, I just don't believe you've had anything to do with the disappearance of these kids. But I told him, if you have, I'll be the first one to really want to see you severely punished.
Yeah.
And he broke down and cried right in front of me and swore he never. And then he told me some facts, or he told me what he believed. And then I cross-checked some of the stuff he said to me, and I don't think he was lying to me. And then I've talked to him on the phone a little bit, and there was some funny circumstances around when he came into my place there, and we had our talk. It was kind of funny. The people that were with him made me very curious, and I pieced some stuff together out of that I.
Well, let me ask you this: how was their relationship, Daniel and Malaya's? Did they have a rocky relationship? Did they have a good relationship? Was there any signs of abuse in their relationship? Have you known them to do drugs? You know, just the basics, so people have a concept.
No, I don't know Daniel to know. I don't know Daniel to do any heavy drugs. I think Daniel. Matter of fact, I know Daniel had a few. He's a little bit of a beer drinker, a little bit of a soft liquor drinker. And I think, he smokes a little weed now and then.
Okay. That's not terrible.
As far as heavy drugs, no.
Okay.
No, I don't know that in his history at all.
What about their relationship, how they got along? How did Daniel and Malaya get along before all this?
All right, I'll tell you this for a fact, and this is a fact. 2 weeks before the kids disappeared, Malaya wanted out of there.
Uh-huh.
She was calling members of the family and wanting to get out of there.
Okay.
Wanting to leave.
So something was going on.
They were the mystery cousin you were talking to for a while there, Logan. I know her well too.
Uh-huh.
And they were having some financial difficulties, as a lot of people do around here, which was putting more pressure on them. And then Malaya, they had the new baby meadow and stuff like that. So I think they had some financial pressure and that going on, and Daniel has been laid down. The reason they work 1 day a week is to keep their employees for when they're, they get unemployment plus their 1 day a week usually.
Yeah. I can understand that.
He was still, yeah. So it's not that he was a bum or anything like that. Daniel always did work, and it's a rough job he worked at too. So I got to give him credit on that.
Uh-huh.
And like I said, he was always respectful with me and around my place. And initially, I didn't believe Daniel had anything to do with this. nothing.
Uh-huh.
But he knows more. He knows more than he's telling. He's protecting Malaya, and I think
I thought that too, because he sounds brokenhearted, like a sad guy.
Yeah, he's just. Listen, did you ever see a young fella, or did you ever see even old fellas? Did you ever see a fella so in love with a woman that it was just one of the most important things in life to some guys?
Yeah.
Well, that's the way he is. Malaya was everything to him.
Yeah, because it's more about upsetting Malaya. He don't seem like he cares too much about what people are saying about him, but it does bother him to hear people say things about Malaya.
Yeah, and by the way, the lawyer that Malaya's got, and this is about 80%. I'm pretty sure this is fact. The lawyer that Malaya's got is the chief on the reservation. It's the chief's brother on the reservation.
Uh-huh.
He's a native lawyer, and Malaya never. They issued her the lawyer.
Yeah, is that common? Is that common with some?
Yeah, you're going. Well, I want to make sure if I'm being heard that I'm telling the truth and being accurate. I think I know what happened to the kids. I pieced a lot of information together from both sides, and I talked to a lot of people I know. And I think the kids they never went into the woods, that's for sure. And I think they were, at least for a while. I hope they still are. I think they were for a while. Another little fact here. I'll tell you another little fact. Now that I've told you that Malaya wanted out of there, but anyway, Malaya and Daniel practically lived together at my cousin's place for quite a while, over a year and a half before they moved to the trailer in Truro. They lived in Truro before they moved to the trailer in Lansdowne. Daniel would commute from there to the mill job. So it wasn't, they just never, they were together quite a while before that too, like before they went to Lansdowne. Whether that makes any difference or not. Yeah. Yeah, I think they've lived in the trailer for almost 3 years. And I think they were together a year and a half or two before that. But anyway, that's maybe not that long, but anyway, what listen, I'd like to see the public to put a lot of pressure on the Mounties to open up, because they don't seem to be getting anywhere. And I mean, I've talked to some of them around here, and as far as I'm concerned, I don't think they're all that confident. I mean, we've had missing people around here. Jesus Christ, we just had a woman missing, an Alzheimer's patient, and people were seeing her around the community here, and they found her car and everything where she walked out of her car, and that was a year ago, and they never found her yet. Ah, Jesus, I don't think they could find their own boots to tie them myself, but I think there's a lot of incompetent people in the Mounties. But anyway, well, I don't know. I'd like to see you push the public to push the Mounties to open it up. Put some pressure on.
Okay, people were saying they couldn't hear me. I was muted. You could hear me. They just couldn't hear me out there. So everybody should hear me now. Yeah, I mean, I think that's what the internet has done, is put a little bit of pressure on them. And that's why they gave the releases that they have, because usually most Canadians that call in say they don't never usually release nothing in Canada. Not until it's over.
They're not releasing anything now for weeks, and they just seem like a bunch of amateurs, if you ask me. I'm sick of it. I mean, they don't seem to be I mean, these are two little goddamn kids. What's the deal? Let's get things rolling.
Yeah.
Let's get some pressure going. Let's get some fires lit. Jesus
And-
Christ! I mean, I have a couple things I'm going to try to do to get more information, and I'm going to offend some of my family members is what I'm going to do, but I really don't give a shit.
Yeah, well, definitely hit me back and let me know how all that goes, you know, and I appreciate you sharing the information you have shared with us.
Well, I think that's about all I can share. There's a couple little interesting, probably some more, but
yeah. Well, just stay tuned, and as you know, we're going to cover this case, and we usually stick with cases till the end, till there's some resolve in it. I've been talking about a little girl you see on the screen for 4 years, you know, and we ain't giving up on her.
Yeah.
We don't. There ain't no quitting us. We want answers and we want justice. You know,
these what are we the big money we're paying these cops for? What are they accomplishing other than goddamn traffic tickets and bullshit? And I mean, when it comes to something important like this, the first thing they do is put an ad in the paper seeking the public's help.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ, come on, boy.
Yeah.
Come on.
I mean, they say it takes a village to raise a kid. It also takes a village to find a child.
That's what I think. And the second day I started saying that the second day I started saying they should let the public. There was thousands of people around here in the community wanting to go search for those kids.
Mm-hmm.
They should have let the public roll right in there.
Yeah, absolutely.
And then just,
I mean, there is some dangers in that. You know what I'm saying? But if what they need to do is let put the public in groups with professional searchers, and that way, if somebody goes out there, because there's a chance, you get out there and get hurt. And now they're looking for you. You know, that's where it gets a little sketchy.
Yeah, well, there's the destroying evidence bullshit too. But I mean, there's people hunting and fishing and everything else all through the woods here in Nova Scotia.
Yeah,
and there's people here all the time anyway.
Yeah.
So I don't go along with that. And as far as people getting hurt, well, we're adults. If we go in the woods looking for a goddamn kid and we get hurt, we made that decision ourselves. We don't have to be responsible for somebody else worried about whether you.
I've done it. I used to go out in the woods and search by myself, and a lot of, especially in Tennessee, which ain't just kind of similar to Nova Scotia. It's wooded, mountains, rough terrain, and people be like,
"Oh, I was down in Carolina and I loved it. I'd love to go to Tennessee. My woman would love to go to Tennessee."
Yeah, and people are like, "Look, man, we know you're doing the right thing." Locals, especially, like, "Look, we know you're doing the right thing. You got a big heart." But the last thing we want to do is be out there looking for you. So if you do go into woods, make sure you always have somebody with you. Somebody always knows where you're at. You have a radio on you.
If they'd let people in the woods, there would have been people with us. There would have been thousands there.
Yeah.
The whole place. Listen, this whole province wants those kids
found. And
everybody's talking about it privately. Like you said, I don't understand why they're just not hammering it on the news all the time. And I just don't get it. They're letting it slip away, and it's driving me nuts.
Yeah, and that
can't be allowed.
See, that's the one good thing about the internet. Like, if enough people talk about it, the media starts to get interested in it, and hopefully that will occur here. And like, look, the young man Sebastian Rogers, it took a lot for him to get national attention. But once the internet, everybody ran with it crazily on the internet, then America's Most Wanted picked it up. Court TV was talking about it, Banfield, Nancy Grace, but it took a lot of the internet to blow it up big enough for media to be interested in it, right? And then once they realized there's some ratings in it and views, and because media is all revenue from commercials, so once they realize, hey, well, people will watch this, we can run commercials, we make money off this, then more the mainstream media picks it up, so, and that's my hope in this, that mainstream sees YouTubers and sees that there is an interest in it, and they grab it and they run with it.
That's my hope in calling you. I want more people to pick this up. I want more people to be telling the truth about it. What do you think about the report about the hairdresser in Plattsburgh, New York?
I'm not familiar with it.
Hairdresser in Plattsburgh, New York, had two ladies come in, an older lady and a younger lady come in with two kids to get their hair cut.
Uh-huh.
The lady had been watching this, the hairdresser had been watching this, coverage of this, and she swears up and down that it was Jack and Lilly. And when she confronted the woman, she was cutting Lily's hair, or if it was Lilly, she was cutting her hair, And as soon as the hairdresser confronted her about it, she grabbed the two kids and took off. The two of them grabbed the two kids and took off.
Wow.
Now she said she reported that to the state police, and I don't know whether the state police ever reported that to the Mounties or not. But she was pretty convincing.
In New York, huh? So
yeah, in Plattsburgh.
Is that upstate New York? Is that near like the border area?
I don't know. I don't know that area at all. Like I say, I'm a Nova Scotia backwoods guy myself.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I've been all upstate New York, but I'm not familiar with that area.
But now I've had other people around here tell me just rumors, and okay, I'll tell you another fact. Now, this is a fact from somebody that was right at the site when this was going on.
Okay.
Was when Malaya's mother landed, she also had her mother, Patty, that's my first cousin, with her. And they had a native psychic with them. A native girl who was supposed to be a psychic.
Huh.
And this sounds crazy, but this is supposedly true. And I was told this by the witness that was there, by a couple witnesses actually that was there. And the psychic said the kids were in bed in New Brunswick. Tucked in bed in New Brunswick.
So they're following the advice of psychics.
Well, not really. This was a personal friend of Malaya's.
The psychic was a personal friend.
Yes. Now, why would they bring her? That's the first contact that Malaya and Cindy and Patty and the Mounties had. Like that was just shortly after the kids were reported missing. That was only.
So they already had a psychic ready.
That's only half an hour after the Mounties were there.
Yeah, that's like a psychic on standby. Like that's a little strange.
Yeah. Well, I'll tell you something else strange, and this is true too. How did Malaya's mother? Malaya called her mother, Cindy. How did Cindy get there 16 minutes after Malaya called her when Malaya's mother, Cindy, lives in Wentworth?
So that means she was in the area to get there so fast. Allegedly.
Yeah, well, that's 99%. And I'll tell you where, well, no, I won't tell you where that information come from, but it came from two people that were right there. Daniel's mother was there. Daniel's cousin was there, the one that was going to take Meadow.
Yeah.
And
do you know, let me ask you this, do you know what they were fighting about that day outside of the house? Was it all just pointing fingers at each other?
No, it wasn't all just pointing fingers at each other. It was mainly Logan, Daniel's cousin, Logan. Your mystery, the cousin that you were looking for a while, and she is truly his cousin. It was actually Logan and Malaya's mother that were fighting.
Okay. And I mean, were they fighting over the children being missing, or they were fighting over something unrelated to the children?
They were supposedly fighting over. Should I say that? They were supposedly fighting over Daniel's position in it all.
Okay. Yeah, because I feel like there's pieces we're missing that, people just ain't, when you say people are fighting, it's like they gave no context of what the fight was over. Logan just said it was her and her mother and Daniel's mother, but she gave no context to what the fighting was about. And
Daniel's mother came out when Logan and Cindy were screaming at each other. And Daniel's mother put a stop to it by ordering them off the property, because Daniel's mother did, at least at that time, live in the camper out back. And you're right, Daniel's mother gave Daniel and Malaya the trailer to live in. They needed a place to live after they left Patty's in Truro, and she moved into the camper to allow them a place to live in the trailer.
Yeah, well, that's a good mom. I mean, you know, you give it to a family when you don't need that much room. Yeah, I mean, I would say that's pretty decent of her to do. Yeah, I just there's you know, there are probably still pieces to this puzzle that even both of us are still missing, you know, and
listen, if there was no pieces of the puzzle missing, we'd have those kids.
Absolutely. But every piece we put in place is one piece closer we get to figuring out what is going on. And
that's why I want the public to say everything they know, because every little, and I want the Mounties say they gotta, these guys gotta start. They're not being concerned enough. You can't let these kids be gone for 6 weeks. You just can't do it.
Yeah, and I mean, I looked at things where they dropped the ball when they went into, you know, recovering video footage. Like they waited weeks to get these trail cameras and these video cameras from the surrounding area. And I'm thinking, well, man, y'all should have did that on day one. You know, y'all.
And don't forget Lansdowne Station, Glengarry Station, where they got most of the videos from that lady there. It's 5 miles away as the crow flies. It's 8.5 kilometers away from their driveway.
Yeah, I know. 18-minute ride.
Yeah, Jesus Christ.
Yeah,
come on.
Yeah, that's the bad thing about these rural areas. You know, there ain't going to be anybody that sees much. I mean,
not much proof. Nope.
Yeah, if somebody don't talk, you really, you know, you ain't going to get much in areas like this. And this is why we find the same problems here in the States in these rural areas like Tennessee. If nobody talks, these cases are never solved. And there ain't enough to make an arrest. I mean, they can make an arrest, but there ain't enough to get a conviction.
No, this is what I don't understand. I don't understand if there's certain people in this case not talking, but there's other charges they could be laid on these people to put pressure on.
That's what I said.
I mean, it's obvious. It's obviously neglect. If they lost track of the kids, it's obviously neglect.
Yes.
So I mean, they could start. I think they could start there. And I mean, I know it's playing a little dirty. If Daniel's innocent or Malay is innocent or somebody else is innocent, I know that's playing a little dirty. But play dirty to get these kids is what I'm saying.
Yeah, if you got to, I agree. I agree that you know, when the good outweighs the bad, that's when it's acceptable. That's
who gives a shit if some people are offended. You know, big thrill. I mean, we get offended every day.
Yeah, there's worse things that could offend you, I think. And then fighting fighting for justice for kids. Even if we wrongly put somebody in jail for a minute, that's wrong. It's for the benefit of good. And
definitely, and get these kids.
Yeah, as long as we don't put away the wrong person, right? If we arrest the wrong person, you'll eventually get out. You know, no harm, no foul. Yeah. But it's in the good of finding answers for children that don't have a voice to speak for themselves. So
don't have any protection. Like these two kids don't seem to have anybody really fighting for them now.
Yeah. Well, we're going to continue to fight. And, you know, if something comes up and there's any more information that you can share with us, you're welcome to call in anytime.
All right. Good, man. Spread it around.
All right. You be good. Talk to you next time.
All right.
All right. Peace. Okay. I'll call her. I'll take it. It's from Nova Scotia. Dolly.
Hello.
Hello.
Hi. How are you?
Yeah, how's it going?
Not bad. This is from Nova Scotia again.
You got to turn me down in the background. You kind of broke up a little bit.
All right, just hold on a sec. There.
All right, it's who from Nova Scotia?
What's that?
Who is this? Say it one more time.
The relative from Nova Scotia. The relative of the kids from Nova Scotia.
Hey, how's it going, relative?
Not bad, boy. Not bad. You listen. You did a little bit all right when I called you the other day. I wanted to stir up some shit and get some people notice some stuff, and I told you I was going after the family.
Uh-huh.
And I did.
Okay.
And I want your viewers to know, all the ones that shot their lips off about me running to the cops. Well, I did tell the cops. The cops know what I know.
Uh-huh.
It was pissing me off that the cops weren't doing anything with it.
Okay.
So I want you to know that I stirred some stuff up. And right now in Nova Scotia, the shit's hitting the fan pretty good. There's some pretty drastic changes going on.
Uh-huh.
Your one analyst that was just on there talking about Daniel and I?
Yeah.
I wonder if I don't think, I don't know. You educate an idiot, what do you have? You had an educated idiot. Anyway, I'm not saying 100% that Daniel's not involved yet, but the reason I'm calling is to let you know. All right, I'll tell you a fact right now. All right?
Let's hear it.
Malaya just took the baby and ran from where she was supposed to be staying at her mother's house under full supervision. She took the baby and ran, and she supposedly ran to the reservation in Shubenacadie.
Okay, you're saying she's at the reservation now?
Well, she's supposed to be running towards the reservation right now. Now, let me think here for a second how we're going to do this. What the main reason I'm calling is that's going to break some things, because she broke the CPS contract of being fully supervised there. And her mother was there and resisted her running, and she went against her mother and everybody and ran by herself. So let me see here. That's going to be able to, the cops should be able to put a lot of pressure on her now through CPS over this.
Okay,
And
the room wants to know, can you explain to them one more time how you're related to Malaya?
I am the great-grandmother's first cousin. Patty is the great-grandmother of the kids. Cindy is my first cousin. That's Malaya's mother. And Malaya would be whatever, my third cousin or whatever.
Okay.
And so that's what's going on here right now, and it's a direct result. I told you people that I was going to go stir up the family, and I did today. And I believe a member of the family heard what I was saying when I was stirring shit up and notified Malaya, and Malaya broke and ran. Because, listen, here's what I want to say mainly. I still and more firmly believe now that those kids are alive.
You do believe they're alive?
Yes, sir, and I believe I'm catching on to who got them and who transported them. Now, the cops are after me to tell them names that I believe, but it's only speculation is what I'm telling the cops. They're telling me I could be charged with, your viewers want me to tell the cops everything. Well, here's the deal on that. If I tell the cops what I know or think I know, it's still only speculation. So they're telling me that if I have proof and withhold it, I can be charged with interference with the investigation. I'm not going to, what I have is speculation, but it's been pretty right so far, and it's getting results. And the people that I have in mind as far as their names, I asked the head of the major crime unit down here on the phone. He was pretty well demanding names. I asked him what he would do if I gave him a name. He said, we would investigate. I said, well, by investigate, you're going to go interview them. He said, yes. Right? So by interviewing them, the people that might have moved the kids, you're warning the goddamn people that might have the kids.
Yeah.
So that's not going to happen. But here's what I want to say. There's a couple others.
Yeah, but what if they go there? What if they go there and the kids are there? I mean, that could be a double-edged sword. You could be warning them, but you could also find the kids if you believe these are the people that took the kids.
I know the kids aren't. I know that I'm 99% sure that the kids aren't with the same people that transported them. Okay.
Is it family that you believe transported them, or friends of Malaya and Daniel?
I believe it's semi-family that transported them. And I believe it's distant family, in-law, that's got them or had them. That's what I believe, and that's all I'll say about that. What I want to say is that there was another couple of YouTubers picked up our conversation, and that's fine. I figured that would happen. I wanted it to happen. Now what I want to happen, I want to, if, and this is a big if the kids are alive, and I believe they are, the people that have the kids right now, if they panic and decide to hurt the kids to try to hide it now, there are people zeroing in on them.
Yeah.
And if they hurt the kids now, they're just going to hurt themselves worse in the end. So their best bet, I'm warning these people, if this is the case, which I'm pretty sure it is, I want to warn these goddamn people. You let those kids loose somewhere in the light of day where we can find them and get a hold of them. If you don't, and you hurt them, there'll be definite hell to pay. That's all I got to say right now.
Let me ask you
But
one more
Can you
question real
ask if your
fast.
grandpa lives on another Reese?
Why would they hide the kids? What would be your explanation of why Malaya would want to hide these kids?
There's two reasons that I can see. There's two reasons possibly why they would hide the kids. Number one is to protect the kids possibly from some abuse that was going on in the household, right? Now, both Malaya and Daniel have accused each other of being abusive to the kids. I believe I know which one was only slightly abusive, because there's no murder here and there's no big serious crimes here that started all this. I believe one parent under-disciplined the kids, and I believe the other parent tried to discipline the kids a little bit. And they didn't like that, and that's what some arguing and that was about. And then I believe the complaining of one person to a bunch of family members led into other family members deciding to do something about it.
Okay. So there may have
Now
been some allegations of some type of abuse going on in the household. So they got
That's
the kid.
right. There's lots of allegations. There was allegations of drug abuse and physical abuse and all that stuff, which may have been slightly going on, which I don't care about. But we're 99% sure that the kids got transported to the end of the driveway. They got put into a vehicle. They got transported somewhere else and shifted off to someone else. And I just want to warn the people, if there's people, a big if, because I'm not going to say this for truth, but I'm saying it, it's you ask me what I believe, and I'm seriously believing this.
Okay.
The goddamn people that have those kids, they thought they were doing a good thing keeping the kids safe, but it snowballed too quick and got too big. Too quick. That's what happened. And now they don't know what the hell to do, and I don't want them to panic and hurt those kids if the kids are still alive.
Yeah, I can understand that.
So, for Jesus' sake, listen, Malaya is not going to get the kids back. Malaya is probably going to lose Meadow now because she broke the CPS contract by running. And
now, are you sure of this? Are you sure of this that she's left her mother's?
99%, yes. And I believe I caused it.
Okay.
Because I was overheard by someone who I have suspicions on talking about this to another relative of mine. And I believe they picked up the phone and called Malaya and said the jig is up, and Malaya panicked and ran. That's what I think happened.
Okay.
And I did it on purpose. I did it on purpose to shake things up.
Even though you're related to Malaya, you just want the right thing done for these kids.
I don't give a sweet goddamn who gets hurt in this, as long as they're the ones that are responsible.
Yeah.
And I don't believe anybody is, how do I put this? I don't believe anybody in the situation. Malaya's mother, I'm thoroughly convinced, doesn't know anything about this. Malaya has her completely shut out, and she's been trying to find out what's going on, but with no success.
And that's your cousin.
Nobody else in the family knows what happened or what went on, other than Malaya and Daniel's suspicions. Daniel does not even know what really went on. He's suspicious, and he's a mess. But that's my thing. Now, all these people on here fully conjecturing with no knowledge whatsoever of the situation. It's just all retarded. It's all foolish, man.
Yeah, well, it's going to happen. Anytime there's not answers, people are going to try to fill in the blanks.
Yeah, and that's what happened. It started off with no answers, and then it just got bigger and bigger and bigger. And that's where it went. It's if the kids are brought back safe right now or very soon, which I think they will be, then it's not really going to be a super big deal. It's not going to be as big a deal as murder or abduction.
Oh, definitely not.
Selling kids or stuff like that. It's going to be a big deal.
Yeah.
But not near to the scale of that. So that's all I have to say. The shit's hitting the fan down here, and the cops are going to have a lot more ability to put pressure on somebody.
Okay.
And I think it's going to break very soon.
I
just want to say directly through you, and I know somebody else will pick this up too. And if there's people, the kids are okay, which I believe they are, and being taken care of. I want the people to know that are taking care of them right now, let the goddamn kids bring them in.
Yeah.
Because they're not going to be in the same situation that they were transported out of. So stop all this shit. Bring the kids in.
Definitely. I agree with that.
That's all I got to say. That's all I got to say.
All right, you hear anything? You find out anything? You keep us informed, all right?
Well, I think you're doing the right thing.
Appreciate it. I appreciate
all right,
it. And
goodbye.
miracles happen. All right, peace. All right, Nova Scotia's calling. Dolly.
What's going on, man?
Hey, what's up, Derwood? I didn't even know that was your name.
All right, let's get that bullshit out of the way. My real name is Darin, D-A-R-I-N.
Darin. Why did they call you Derwood?
Well, because I got kicked off Facebook too many times for doing political statements.
Oh Lord, you
against
want
the
to
liberals
know?
and that, and
so
I had to make up a fake name to get back on Facebook and stay on Facebook.
Oh, okay. All right. So that's your alias. That's your alias name right there. So it's Darin.
That's my I'll tell you where I got that at. It's kind of a good one. There was a woman on a bus, and she was a pretty woman, and she was reading a book about the Kama Sutra and sexual positions and that. And this guy walked up and looked at her and saw the book. And he said, "Oh, Jesus," he said, "that's a pretty interesting book you're reading." And she said, "Yes, it is." And he said, "Can you tell me some facts from that book?" And she said, "Yes, well," she said, "the native man is supposed to be the best endowed man in the world." And he said, "Oh, yeah, okay." And then she said, "But the Irishman is supposed to be the one that lasts the longest." And he said, "Oh, yeah, okay." And she said, "What's your name?" And he said, "Tonto O'Grady." But that Tonto O'Grady was already used on Facebook, so I had to go to Derwood O'Grady.
Okay. So your last name O'Grady?
No, it's not.
Oh, okay.
But I'm not going to give it out
right
now. Pretty well everybody around here knows it now.
Okay,
anyway,
so now you're just Derwood O'Grady. I mean, it is what it is.
That's good. That's good enough for me for now, if you don't mind. Man.
Okay, all right. So you got kicked off of Facebook for politicking.
Oh yeah. There's no use in me stating my political radical views. But
have you ever seen the movie The Hateful Eight?
Yes, I have. I liked it. That was a good movie.
It is a good movie. Remember when they were arguing? He said, "Oh, we just talking politics."
Yeah, that's right. That's right. That's right, man. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I really didn't want to talk too much right now because, to tell you the truth, I had a long night and day yesterday, and I'm pretty tired.
I heard you
and
went
I
on
got
a
to
world
go
tour
here.
like Motley Crue.
What's that?
I heard you went on a world tour like Motley Crue.
Well, I wouldn't mind getting paid like Motley Crue on a world tour. That wouldn't be too bad.
So you made your way
No.
Let me ask you something real quick, though. What is the deal with Meadow? Did they really take Meadow from Malia?
Yes, they did.
Okay, so I take it they found her when she went on the run. She went to the reservation. They go there and get the baby. Take it they found her when she went on the run. She went to the reservation. They go there and get the baby.
Well, now I want to defend Meadow a little bit. So the statement on the run, I don't necessarily. She panicked and she left with the baby from Cindy's place, and she went to the reserve in Shubenacadie. I think she thought it was a wise move. Now I was pretty disappointed because I almost had Malaya. I got this one thing I have to find out, and I can almost fix this thing. And Malaya is the only one who would know. So I got through to Malaya, and she agreed to meet with me and talk with me. And then she's on the reservation with her native family. Their names are Brooks. And they got around her, and they strongly influenced her and convinced her not to leave the reservation and not to talk to me. So that blew my chance to get this one little piece of information I need. So that sort of dead-ended me for now. But the meeting I have tonight with somebody is another way to find out that information. So I got to go out tonight and
Check into it
and talk to some people. Yeah. So really, that's
okay.
about her.
Okay. So do you know if Daniel's been able to see Meadows? Because I know he was supposed to get supervised visitations, and he was supposed to meet with the CPS. What was it, yesterday that he was supposed to meet with him? Or was it the day
Yes,
before
he did meet
yesterday?
with the CPS yesterday. Yeah.
Was there any chance?
And I was actually talking on a.
Hold on.
The lady who was,
You're breaking up a little bit. You're breaking up a little bit. You're losing signal.
all right.
Oh, yeah, I can hear you.
You
now.
got me now? Or?
Yeah, I got you.
The CPS caseworker and Daniel both called me, and we went on speakerphone, and they wanted to ask me some questions about Daniel, which they did.
Uh-huh.
And so I do know for sure he was at the CPS. They had a meeting about him having visitation with actually, I believe, his own kids. I don't think it was so much about Meadow as his own 2 kids that he had to the previous marriage.
Yeah.
Now, don't take that for 100% fact. Other than this, like I can't say too much because they don't tell you too much about what they're doing either. But I know for a fact he was at CPS yesterday. He was talking to a caseworker, and I was in on a 3-way call, or I was in on their meeting by speakerphone for a little while. So that's all I want people to take for granted there, is that he was meeting with CPS yesterday. And the outcome, I don't know.
Now, I heard that Logan is trying to file for custody of Meadow. Do you know anything about that?
Yes, Logan told me. Logan messaged me. Let me see. See, I've been up some nights and running around at nights and days. There's some sort of silly shit going on here.
Uh-huh.
And I'm sort of losing. I don't even know what day it is right now.
Friday. Friday.
Okay. I would say the day before yesterday, I knew about half an hour after Malaya took off from Cindy's house with the baby. I knew that about half an hour after that she took off.
Uh-huh.
And anyway, Logan, right at the point when I got home, I was over Toro when I found that out. And right when I got home, Logan's been very good about this. Logan's been very open, and she's part of the other family, right? She's part of the McKenzie family, not my family, but she trusts me and I trust Logan. And we've been helping each other. Any facts we've had with each other, we've been helping each other with any information, because she figures, I think she figures I'm coming pretty close too, and she wants the kids safe.
Yeah, that's the most important thing of it all. Do you think Meadow would be safe with Logan?
Yes.
Okay.
Meadow would be in a good place with Logan, yes.
Okay.
Yes. Logan loves kids. The McKenzie family all loves kids. That's Daniel's uncles and aunts and those people. They love kids. It's like I said before, if it came out that Daniel did harm those kids, I don't think he'd ever get away from his family's house alive. I really think.
Yeah, they're gonna string his ass up.
Oh man, I think he'd be the one disappearing in the woods pretty quick, and I mean, I hope not to see that. But,
so he comes from a family of good old boys.
Yeah, good old boys, rough guys that are real. All they're doing is they work hard, and they're just trying to make a living like everybody else. But they love their kids. They love every kid they can.
Yeah,
in a very clean way. They love their kids. They'll protect their kids right to the death.
Family, most important thing there is. It's
all that's left.
That's all you really got in this world. You can't take money and nothing with you. It's the love for your family that's the most valuable thing you can own.
That's right, man. That's right. I agree with you there.
Wow. Okay.
And yes, Logan messaged me. Oh, geez, I didn't know what day it was. I don't know whether it was yesterday afternoon or the day before. Let me see. I think it was the day before, right after I got home. Logan messaged me and asked me if I had any news. And she said, I heard that Malaya took off to the reservation, and I told her, yes, that's true. And she said, will they take Meadow? And I said, yeah, CPS already took Meadow. And she said, oh my God. She said, I'm going to go right down to CPS tomorrow morning and try to get at least temporary custody of Meadow.
Yeah.
And I told her I think that would be a really great idea. I think that would be really good.
Now, did she go back to her mom's, or did Malaya? Do you know? Did she went back to her mom's, or did she stay on the reservation?
Oh, now this is not 100%. I don't want to say something. I don't want to say that before I give an answer to my best ability, if it's not totally true, I won't say it's totally true. I'll tell you that.
Yeah, you're good.
I got some very good knowledge, and I'm very sure. Yes, I'm very sure she's still on the reservation right now with her family.
Okay, all right.
She hasn't been. Not if she would have been arrested, I'd have known about it very quick.
Yeah.
So there's no. But the one guy that made a comment on there saying that she'd be arrested automatically. That's. I don't believe that's correct.
Yeah, I got you.
So anyway, that's where we sit right now. There's one clue I need. There's just one little piece now I need.
Well, since we talked last, they did offer up that $150,000 reward, which I think is a good thing because, you know, it's in the middle of nowhere. That's a lot of money in the backwoods.
Oh yeah, it's a lot of money, that's for sure. But it's kind of disappointing to me too. Like I'm glad you think it's a good thing. And I don't think it's a bad thing, but
I know where you're going to go, that the police don't have nothing. They need the community
That's right.
help.
You know, they've been 6.5, 7 weeks. It's like, oh, Jesus. See, one of the reasons I need a little rest here is I've been angry for a long time off and on, and it's wearing me out.
True. Hey, just stuff will do that to you. It's stressful on you. It's a lot of stress in true crime. I can tell you that firsthand.
Yeah, and for those guys now, after 6.5 or 7 weeks to off $150,000 reward, that just indicates to me that the stupid bastards don't have anything. They can't do anything. They're stuck. Now, with all the resources, all their manpower, all their money, the satellite observation, the goddamn cameras, the
hey, Derwood, I got to talk to you about something. Like, you say the GD word a lot. Not that you can say whatever you want, but it's just one of those words to me that I'm trying to get in good gracious with God. Okay.
I believe it or not, I am too.
I don't know. I recently had a heart attack, so I'm trying to make my way into heaven just in case something ever happens to me. So if you could use any other cuss word in the world that you want, but let's try to.
I fully understand. I fully understand, and I'm partly in the. I'm trying to improve myself too.
I'm just trying to get in the gates. I'm just trying to get in the gates. Right. Okay, nothing personal. Just I'm trying to get in the gates. So I
look, I love it. I enjoy that. That's a talk about faith, and that's another talk that has to be spread around.
Well, I had a little scare, and now I realize, hey, I might not be here forever. So I'm trying to do good. Okay.
Yep. No, and I'd be more than glad. My last two things that I seriously have to try to improve on, you hit one on the head, is the swearing.
Well, everybody.
And the other one I don't want to discuss because I believe it or not, the only time I do really curse is when I get severely start getting angry.
That's how I am too. I drop the F-bomb every now and then, and I try not to do it.
Oh yeah, I'll let her fly. I might have to let a few fly later tonight.
Me, I'm bad about the F-bomb when I say it a lot.
Well, sometimes you got to intimidate people in this kind of thing, and I don't like that. I normally not like that, but what do you do?
Yeah.
So I really don't have anything else for you other than that,
okay.
Other than your information on Blay and the res, and Meadow being taken by GPS, and Logan looks like she's now, and I can't even say that Logan actually did make it down there yet because that's just what she told me the day before yesterday. She said, I'm going down tomorrow morning then and start trying to apply for at least temporary custody for Malaya. That's what she told me, and Logan's a woman of her word. I'm sure she did. But that you can't take that for the truth either. She might have got delayed or anything else. So if somebody else is saying no, Logan wasn't down there, well, maybe she wasn't. But 90% chance, I'm sure Logan headed down there. Well, anyway, I think that's about all I can go.
All right. Well, I want to thank you for me, and I'm sure the internet wants to thank you for sharing and keeping us in the loop of everything that's been happening as it goes down. And we're praying for the best, and we stand beside you there, Derwood. Oh, great.
Thank you, man.
Okay. You be safe.
Thank you, man. And listen,
hey, I got your number now. If you want, and if you got some stuff you want to put out there and let me sleuth into, I won't say it on the internet. You can text this number that you call.
I'm going to tell you the same thing. I was talking to. There's one other channel that I do like quite a bit, and I've been talking to them some. There's a guy named Justin. Cuts those pearls. I don't want to talk to that dink at all. He's a dink.
Hey, dude, he's a corpse with hair plug.
I don't care what you think about that guy. That guy's a dink. He knows more about this than I do. So I just told him, well, I guess you can just go ahead and solve it then, because there's no use in me talking to you. 'Cause
Yeah,
you know way
dude,
more
you
than I
fucking
do.
idiot.
Let him go.
See, I had
Oh.
dropped the F-bomb. There I go. I can't even help it.
What you just said there's one little shot of faith that you're gonna lose, you cursing bugger.
You gonna make me say the GD word? That dude is an idiot.
Yes, he is. He's a total idiot. Oh, did you? Here's a good one for you.
Uh-huh.
There's now. First, I'll tell you the other one that I do like, and that I'm cooperating with a little bit because they're helping me out a little bit too. Is the Criming Shame?
Yeah, the Canadian girls. They're a great channel.
Sunny Austin, I think her name is. Is
Uh-huh.
that it?
I think so. Sunny and
Yeah.
I forget the other one's name, but they're cool channel.
Yeah, they're pretty. I find they're pretty good.
Yeah, you can tell they're decent people. I mean, that's important in this world, just to be a decent human
Here's a
being.
good one for you. Tell your viewers this one. I don't know how I got on this one. I didn't know her or anything. Means, Motive, and Opportunity, she was called. Well, she showed an interview with Belinda Gray first. I won't be long.
Uh-huh.
She showed an interview with Belinda Gray first, and by the time she was done the interview with Belinda Gray, she was ready to say that there was something wrong with Belinda Gray, that she knew a lot about the kids and that she was guilty in a bunch of this. So then she showed a video of me after that, and she diagnosed that. And before that was done, she said she was going to call the RCMP and report me because she was pretty sure I was the guy that was driving the vehicle that took the kids away. She had a vision about that.
The internet's
So,
crazy. it's a crazy place. It's a madhouse.
It's mad. And I'm going to do more listening and less talking for a little while until I find something, because I'm tired of it.
Uh-huh.
And sometimes when I say stuff, people take it the wrong way, and then I'll read it 5 minutes later, and it's not what I said or not what I meant at all.
Yeah.
So I'm going to go now, buddy. I'm sorry, but I'm tired.
Yeah.
I'm getting grouchy myself.
Get you some rest, Derwood. You're breaking up really bad. So we will talk to you next time. Stay safe, brother.
Okay, peace. Tell everybody thanks, and I still believe the kids are alive. I really do.
All right.
So,
all right. Peace.
let's try to find them. Bye.
All right. So he was breaking up really bad there at the end. And yeah, the internet's a crazy place.
Hope everyone new to the case enjoyed that and everyone else found it useful. We are all working hard for Jack and Lily, and every single day all I can think about is how hard are the RCMP working, and when will something start happening, start feeling like answers and justice for Lily and Jack. See you all in my next video. Stay safe.